6, Fateme Bakhtiari. Fateme, you may begin when you are ready.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Fateme, and I am a 14-year-old student in Ottawa, Canada. Before I start, I would like to give a big thank you to everyone who has made this contest possible and to everybody who has helped me throughout this process. I joined this year's Global Youth Challenge to express my opinion through something I enjoy, which is art. What is climate change? Climate change is a drastic change in the weather condition. Imagine the Earth in a few years with these disasters happening. What do you see? Well, the most common answer is that the Earth would be demolished by then. Well, what if I told you we could stop that? But first, we need to find out what the causes and the effects are. If I were to describe one of the causes of climate change in one word, it would be factories. Although manufacturing industries are one of the biggest causes of climate change, there's also simple things that we do in our daily life that have a big impact. For example, cars and buses. Well, the real question is, how does it affect climate change? Well, the pollution that the factories make goes out of the earth and onto the atmosphere, trapping the heat onto Earth and the heat coming from the sun. This is called the greenhouse effect. There are 4 major effects that we can see, one being the forest fires. Number 2 is a melting of snow and ice. Number 3, because of the snow and ice melting, the water levels have risen. Number 4 is a very obvious one, the change of the daily weather that we see. How can we stop climate change? Well, we can't really stop climate change for good, but we can stop it from increasing into something worse or keeping it at this rate or slowing it down. I personally believe that if we all try to make a difference, that could happen. In my drawing, I represented an Earth that is split in half. The bottom part representing what Earth used to be, and the top part representing what Earth is now with climate change. As you can see on the right side of Earth, there is 2 people holding a glass of water that is empty, and there's a tree on fire. But on the left side, you can see that the people are drowning and there's tall buildings behind them, which indicates that the water is really high and it is spilling out of Earth, which means it is too much. On the bottom, you can see factories here. You can see factories letting out the pollution and the pollution going around the atmosphere of Earth and staying there. On both sides of the page, you can see examples of the climate change effects. This side, you can see a forest on fire, and on this side, a polar bear is dying on a small piece of ice because of climate change. Climate change is a very serious topic. The effect it has on everything is very dangerous, and over time, it can turn into something worse. We need to take action before it is late. We should feel responsible since the things we do are affecting climate change. If we put our minds together, we can pause climate change and make it better. Thank you.
Thank you, Fatema. I would now invite Professor Liette Vasseur to ask the first question.
Thank you very much. And I really liked your diagram and your pictures. It was really striking in terms of what is coming up, and I really liked it. So my question will be, how do you envision to get people to engage, to change their behavior, to gradually hold their hands together, like you put, because that is a very powerful message in some way. What needs to be changed? How do you ask people to hold hands now?
Well, since social media is nowadays very popular, we can represent it through social media, through famous people, and try and get people aware of this situation and give examples of how we can solve this problem. For example, by changing our cars into electric or hybrid cars. And sorry, could you repeat your question, please?
So how do you change that? How do you make sure that people can hold their hands together to change?
Yeah,
I think you
well,
already got a few good answer, I should say.
okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think you're in the right way. Thank you.
For the second question, Professor Howard Lin.
Hi, Fateme. I really like your drawing. I like your enthusiasm. I realized that this is the second time you participate in this competition. I really appreciate that. Yeah, the drawing is very creative. But let me just comment on the picture here. It's like the danger is everywhere, right? Where, yeah, the people holding hand, but we're in the center. It's like we try to break through, do something, help the air, the water, the polar bear. So what if you mentioned the one thing is most dangerous? How do we deal with those with that problem? You know, you have this all corners, right? All this problem, right? Which one is most dangerous?
Well, the most dangerous, as I mentioned in my speech, is the factories. And how they can solve this problem is by using natural fuel gas, which, if you don't know what it is an odorless mixture of hydrogen and proximately made up of methane that is way better than the gas and coals and fossil fuels that they use in companies nowadays and factories.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both.